Hello, Graham Vincent, Violinmaker musician. I often get asked about how to advertise and how to sell things. Here's my latest little thing. I've had a bike out the front of the house for absolutely ages with a rather poor little bit of sign writing on it, but I've just had it sort of smartened up a bit. Oh, I'm really happy with that. Absolutely wonderful. Superb. That's not the main order of the day, so back to the workshop. I'm always getting asked for information about UV cabinets, so I thought I'd have a quick run through my very simple little setup, yeah, I'll show you what I got. So you need a box or a drum, some sort of container, something which is big enough to have a violin inside, stating the blindingly obvious, and something which is sort of light proof, so to speak, so you won't have UV blasting out around the place. I just made a really simple plywood box. I didn't have any hinges available, so I just knocked up a pair of sort of the simplest little bits, wood and pintle hinges. Similarly, I made a catch like that, but obviously you don't have to do anything as silly as that. You can just use whatever you've got, normal hinges, mag catch. Would have worked just as well if I just put a strip of tape down here and a mag catch on that side. Just any means of keeping it shut. I said it was basic and I really meant it. On the inside, people tend to line the inside with tin foil, aluminium foil, because that basically bounces the UV around on the inside, so more of it actually sort of gets to sort of get to your violin, and then you have UV lights. Okay, so the first one I bought mistakenly was a UVA, and all that does is produce a really nice purple colour that you might have seen in a disco, and then I bought UVB. Now these basically are the ones that you really need. UVB, okay, so that's a heating lamp from a lizard sort of vivarium, and that's there are all sorts of grades. I mean, basically I just bought the fiercest one, which is sort of a for desert dwelling sort of lizards, yep, just mounted it inside. Then I've also got, slightly more contentious, I've got UVC, and I just have off eBay 3 UVC bulbs. Now UVC produces ozone. It actually sort of reacts with the oxygen in the air and changes it, or catalyzes a reaction from O2 to O3, I think I'm correct in saying. Forgive me if that's wrong. And so that's quite dangerous. So originally I had the UVA lamp, that one there, mounted outside, just shining in. So I actually then produced a little baffle and a cutout, and that when it's in use, I connect that up to the workshop extractor, which it's a very simple bathroom thing which I use for getting dust off the workbench, sort of when I'm sanding and so on. So I connect that up on the outside, and all the UV, all the ozone is sucked out of the cabinet and away. The other thing of real note is a glitter ball motor. Now, you don't have to have one of these. It doesn't matter if the violin doesn't go round, but you get a more even sort of tanning if it does. So when that's turned on, this motor goes round, I think, a couple of revolutions a minute or something, and so everything is evenly sort of tanned inside. The other thing that's worth noting is that's a standard filament bulb, which I actually use as a heater, because when the extraction is on, this during the winter becomes quite cold inside. So in terms of, to actually aid drying oil varnish and what have you, I like to have a little bit of warmth in there. And so you know, one sort of 60-watt bulb is sufficient just to heat the thing up a little bit. Obviously, you get a bit of heat from the other bulbs as well. The glitter ball motor has a very simple little shaft with a hole in it, so I just fashioned a hook that goes on there. I use these which go through the peg holes, and if I'm doing more than one violin, because I can easily do 2 violins in here, I use that so I can hang 2 separated sort of a reasonable distance apart. And this chamber is large enough for 2 to go around easily. I mean, basically I just picked a size, but it is, where are we, 18 inches, 460 mil roughly square by 3 feet, you know, 36 inches, 900 mil high. Now, I'm not saying that's an absolute requirement. It's just that I made it this size and this size works, so that might be useful for you to know. Obviously, I can't show you this with the door open, so I'm going to shut the door with the camera inside and you'll be able to see what's going on in there. I'll only leave it on briefly because I don't want to fry my camera in any way, shape or form. I don't know what UVC does to iPhone cameras. Who knows? Yeah, so there it is. I hope that's useful. It's a very thin plywood, so it's actually nice and light, and I can pick this up and put it out of the way when I'm not using it. It's absolutely essential if you're using oil varnish somewhere like the UK, really, to have some way of speeding drying up. Otherwise, I'd be waiting for months for things to happen. Anyway, hope that helps. Look after yourselves. Cheers, folks. Bye.